Welcome to Brown School Field for this afternoon softball contest between the Case High Cardinals and the visiting Lancers of Norton High School. It's going to be an exciting matchup here. This is Tyler Clark for Swansea Community Network, and alongside me is a brand new voice to everyone at Swansea Community Network. I'd like to welcome Rick Dorsey to the broadcast. Greetings, Rick.
Hey, I appreciate it, Tyler. Thanks for this. It's going to be a great game. The weather's a bit chilly, so it's going to be one of those where bundle up and have two teams that are strong and
bundle up, and it's May. It's late May, and you're wearing a winter coat and I'm wearing a sweatshirt. This feels like March, April weather going on right now. So for some context, Rick is a longtime friend of mine. He's the Navy captain stationed in Newport right now. But as you know, my friend and your friend of the channel, Brady Kudo, was unavailable due to his broadcast schedule. So I said, "Hey, Rick, I'm doing a softball game here. If you'd like to join me," and he said, "Absolutely." And here we are. Today. This is going to be an excellent matchup. The Cardinals come in with a 14-4 record. The Norton Lancers come in with a 17-2 record. So I'm expecting a very tight matchup throughout. Both teams heading for the state tournament. I believe they play in different leagues. I have to follow up on that. Norton currently ranked 15th in the state for their division. I'll get you a total for Cases in just a moment. Cardinals are the two-time defending state champions. Cardinals come in 42nd overall in the state, but that's not counting their division. Norton very strong coming in as well. Getting started for the Lancers is going to be pitcher Liana Danubio facing off against Alvarez as the chance of starter from the Norton side of things. And we are just about underway here from Brown School Field as Alvarez's first pitch is going to be a called strike on the inside. The outfield going left to right for the Cardinals. Left fielder Izzy Carvara, center fielder Meg Pereira, right fielder Maddie Botello. The infield from right to left, we have first baseman Ella Preston, second baseman Sky Dupree, and a cut on and miss there for an 0-2 count to get it started. Shortstop Aliana DeJesus, third baseman Nicole Rebello, and the battery is made up of pitcher Lila Alvarez, catcher as usual Bree Fonts. Cardinals, for their standards, having a slightly off year, if you want to call it that, as Alvarez misses high. 14-4, they only had one loss last year, back-to-back state champions. They'll still make the tournament as a high seed this year. Probably not going to be a 1 seed, looking at probably a 4 or 5. You know you have a good program, Rick, when you're 14-4 and it's considered an off year and a high pitch outside. I'm
sure there's a lot of schools out there that would love to have a 14-4 season going into the state playoffs on a high. So she's 2-2 right now.
2-2 to Danubio. Her other side, Alvarez, and swung and missed. Fair ball down the line. Danubio thinking 2, putting on the Jets. The ball comes in and she is safe.
Yeah, it's a tough play for the third baseman. It was a hard shot to right at Rebello. I think she might have even got a glove on that one.
She did get a glove on it, and that may have slowed it down a bit, but Danubio getting it started with a double down the line, and suddenly the Lancers are in business. As second baseman number 2 hitter Cece Goodwin up to the plate, left-handed batter to face off against Alvarez. Very unusual for Alvarez to give up a hit early in a game as Goodwin with a foul ball behind.
Yeah, she looked to square. She was squaring there to bunt, trying to get the runner over to third. Fouled that one back.
Common strategy in softball, you get the bunt down. It's also worth noting you can see the portrait of the players behind the plate. This is senior day, the final home regular season game for the Cardinals on the schedule, and another called strike. 2 of their 4 losses this year came to the Bridgewater-Rainham Trojans, one of which came after the community softball game that was played here, or it was before, I'm not sure. Their other losses on the year came to the DR Falcons early on in the year and the Greater New Bedford Vogue Bears later on in the season. Pitch is going to be low and outside to Goodwin. Danubio still at second.
So the take on that last pitch, it looked like the batter didn't know if she wanted to bunt or not. Let that pitch go. It was called a strike. So it looks like the bunt play is now off.
Well, if you bunt with 2 strikes, it is a strikeout, and you foul it off, and that picking foul is going to be lined and foul. There's a danger zone of the cars over there. I'll send a young fan after it. That's usually pretty customary. Gotta crawl under the cars. There she goes. Still going to remain 2-2 to Goodwin. First baseman Avery Tinkham waits on deck for the Lancers. Strong team. Not a team that Case has played very often. At least not this year. It's going to be a ball low. Full count here. Is it 2-2?
Yeah, it looks like it's 2-2 on the count now.
I thought it was okay. I can't always. There's no scoreboard here.
It's okay. That's why you got me.
That's why you're here. Yeah. And a timeout is called. And we reset. Alvarez's pitch, 2-strike pitch coming up to Tinkham. And foul, it's not Tinkham, sorry, Tinkham's on deck, it's Goodwin still. Getting ahead of myself.
One thing you've noticed here in the first couple of at-bats, these Norton hitters seem to have a good grasp of Alvarez's fastball. So that's something to check out here.
Alvarez does pitch with a lot of movement, as she is known for. That ball is low, now it's a full count, throw to second. And Danubio back in safely.
It seems like Alvarez is being very careful with these hitters.
Well, she knows that this is a 17-2 team.
Yeah.
A team that Case has not actually played yet this year, which is unusual being the last matchup of the year. Full count pitch. And high pop-up in the infield. That's going to be controlled over there by Ella Preston. And one away.
Good pitch there, like real low in the zone, and the hitter couldn't really do much of it.
Good at bat from Goodwin, though. That made Alvarez throw a lot of pitches. And now comes up Avery Tinkham, number 3 hitter, first baseman for the Lancers. After the inning is over, I'll see if I can pull out some stats for you. Here's the pitch, called first strike.
And you got the outfield playing relatively deep here on her. And Alvarez has gotten ahead of all 3 hitters with first pitch strikes.
That's what she is known for, is a pop-up and foul behind, out of play. As the wind picks up.
Interesting, she's gone 0-2 on all 3 of the first 3 hitters.
That's what she's known for. Then she hits the corners, tries to work it. Norton coming in 17-2. Their only losses came out April 16th, a 2-1 loss to Hopkinton High School. And on May 15th, a 1-0 loss to Abington High School. That ball gets behind and past Fonts, very unusual. And an advancement on a wild pitch. Danubio goes to third.
Defense playing at regular depth here. A ground ball could probably score the runner from third.
Tinkham coming in hitting .475 on the year, and she's not even the leading hitter for the team, and swings and misses. And Alvarez will send her back to the bench. That's 2 away in the first.
It's a big out.
That is a very big out.
Big out. Great pitch. Right fastball on the outside corner.
Before hitter Paige Donahue, third baseman, up to the plate. Has an on-base percentage of .541 on the season. So an on-base machine. The leading hitter, by the way, for the Lancers was leadoff hitter Liana Danubio, which tracks as she got the double to get us started. Quick throw down to third, and save diving in is Danubio. You got to watch that. Fonts has a cannon to her. She's learned well from daughter of Case coach Shannon Silva, Olivia Silva, now playing softball at UMass Dartmouth. Longtime catcher for the Cardinals, notorious for picking players off. And the ball's going to be missing high. Norton already with 2 left-handed hitters up at the plate. Don't see that very often around here. It's usually at the most 1, and the rest of the team is right-handed. So showing good depth as the Lancers. Swung on and missed is Donahue.
Nice off-speed pitch there.
It'll be 1-2. 2-1?
2-1.
That's why you're here.
It's okay. Yeah. It's going to be important. Try to get this out.
And fouled behind. That'll be 2-2.
It's a big pitch right here coming up. Try to get out of this inning with no damage.
Especially with a talented Norton team like this. I mean, one run could make all the difference in the game. 2-2 pitch to Donahue. The top of the first, and what I expect to be a very tight contest between two talented softball teams. Here's the pitch, and swung and missed.
Great pitch, another off-speed pitch, got her out, way out in front.
Now Alvarez is known for that.
Smart pitching, way to get out of that inning by Alvarez. So no damage on that opening double, and go to the bottom of the first with no score.
Alvarez, I believe, recently, I don't remember, her father posted it on Facebook, had celebrated a strikeout milestone. Speaking of that, no runs on a hit for the Lancers. Take you through the case lineup. Batting first will be Lyle Alvarez, followed by Matty Botello, Bree Fonts, Meg Pereira, Sky Dupree, Ella Preston, Aliani DeJesus, Olivia Williams, and Nicole Rebello. Izzy Carvaro will be playing left, but not hitting, at least not to start with so far for Case. The Norton pitcher is the aforementioned Liana Danubio, one of the stronger pitchers around for the Lancers.
Yeah, really solid there from Alvarez. She buckled down after giving up that opening double, and really came back. Got 2 strikeouts on swings and misses.
Now I know you're relatively new. You haven't done a Case broadcast before. But please understand that Lila does not really give up many hits. Period. So seeing one start the game is a little jarring.
And that's why it was so great to see her come back. Sometimes you want to show that resiliency in the circle.
MVP of the state championship game, to take you back to Father's Day last year up at UMass Amherst. Brady Cooter and I called that game a 1-0 complete game shutout from Alvarez. One hitter against the Tynesboro Tigers, the number 2 team in the state, to win the tournament. Take you through the Lancers defense from left to right in the outfield. Left fielder Leah Worthy, center fielder Maddie Medeiros, and right fielder Casey Dart. On the infield, first baseman Avery Tinkham, second base CC Goodwin, third base Paige Donahue, shortstop Gabby Rodriguez, and the battery pitcher Liana Danubio and catcher Lucy Paracchio for the Lancers. As Alvarez will get us started. Alvarez loves to swing at that first pitch, but she took that one there. Strong contact hitter, has that slap hitter approach, as you will see when she swings. And she's going to look at two balls to get it started. Was that a called strike?
Called strike.
Yeah, I can't always tell from my angle out here.
Called strike.
That's a called. So 1-1, I stand corrected.
And I'll tell you what, Danubio brings it. She's got some gas.
There is some definite gas to that. Slap hitter, as I said, and it's going to be a base hit for Alvarez. The shortstop did stop that, but there was no chance you're going to throw her out on that.
I mean, that bounced right over the third baseman's head. No chance.
It'll be an infield single for Alvarez. See if I can pull up some stats.
So now might be a great chance to see how good the arm is of the catcher of Norton.
And a bunt is going to be laid down by Matty Botello. It's going to
go foul. Didn't see Norton with the wheel defense there, so might have caught them off guard, but now it looks like the third baseman's coming in.
Alvarez loves to steal. The bunt is going to be put down, and again it goes foul. Alvarez loves to steal second. I don't know if she'll do it immediately. Trying to probably get a gauge on the arm of the catcher back there for the Lancers, but regardless, it's going to go 0-2 on Botello. I would be very surprised if she puts down a bunt here again. And she won't. She fouls behind instead. And Danubio was just bringing straight gas so far in this one.
So here's your chance. 1-2 on the count. You got a contact hitter up there. Maybe get some
strong contact hitter.
Get some motion on
in
the bases.
Botello. Here's the pitch. And it'll be a called third strike. So Alvarez stays at first. And one down for catcher Bree Fonts. Get this, Rick. She comes into this game batting .726 on the year.
All the outfielders just took 4 steps back.
They did, because they know about Bree Fonts. Director Adam Kitchen can back me up. There was a broadcast we did last year. I had to stand up because I thought the ball was going to hit us. It landed right between us out here in the outfield. Adam stands on the back of his truck. We have a booth set out here. And a strike one called on Fonts as she sets in an unbelievable power hitter with a storied career at Case. That's a squibber, though. They're going to go to second for one. They will only get Alvarez. And Fonts will reach on a fielder's choice. Good defense there from the Lancers for 2 away. I think Fonts just got that off the end of the bat.
Well, it seemed like it was a check swing. She might have been in between, might have been fooled a bit. Didn't really go around on that.
She reaches it first safely, but unfortunately the speedy Alvarez was out. Meg Pereira now up, line shot to the outfield. That's going to split the gap. Outfielder will stop it. Fonts on to third. Pereira stops at first. It's a single.
Yeah, it's a great piece of hitting there. Took the first pitch, drove it right into the right field gap.
That right fielder got a glove on that. If that went by her, they may have sent Fonts home.
For sure. And good piece of running by Fonts. She picked up her third base coach and never looked back and made it to third with ease.
First and third. Case usually likes to steal second, but not with 2 away in the inning because they throw down to second would end the inning. Second baseman Sky Dupree, who's put a number of balls over the fence in my time doing games here. It's going to be called outside ball, 2-0. Case looking to stage a rally here in the bottom of the first. 2 away, runners on first and third. Number 5 hitter Sky Dupree at the plate. High to Dupree is going to be 3-0. I can guarantee you that Dupree has a green light and a 3-0 count. It's a couple players on this Case offense that always have a green light. 3-0. Dupree and Fonts are 2 of them. And here's the pitch. And she takes that. That wasn't a great pitch for her to swing at anyway. Be 3-1. Ella Preston waits on deck. Here's the pitch to Dupree, swinging to second, flip on to second, and that ends the inning. Case strands 2, and we are scoreless after 1. So strong defensive showing out there for the Lancers too to get 2 force outs.
Yeah, good defense, good pitching there by Danubio coming through with runners in scoring position. Really buckled down there.
Both teams then managed to escape the inning with runners stranded in scoring position. So the Cardinals, they get any runs across, they do pick up 2 hits, they strand 2, and we head to the second inning. 0-0. Due up 5-6-7 for the Lancers. Lucy Paracchio, Gabby Rodriguez, and Leah Worthy set off to face Alvarez here in the second.
I think what you saw there in the top of the first, that's two teams that have winning records and winning mentalities. You got pitchers that are able to get out of jams, and defense to bail your pitchers out when needed.
Well, Rick, I did say that I expected this to be a pretty tight contest, and both teams coming into the year showing just how good they are. Now, you look at some of these when you look at their schedule, and when you see some of the scores that they've had, they're just wild. You wonder how they've even lost. They've won 30-0, 25-0, 24-0, in 22-1 to name 4 games that the Cardinals have played in this year.
I'll tell you, as great as those games could be, it's winning in these type of games that's going to create that state tournament mentality.
Oh,
games in the state tournament are not going to be that robust.
Absolutely. We here at Swansea Community Network, we brought you 3 games at a tournament run last year. An opening run, Mercy Rule, when they played the Northbridge Rams. And then, Rick, you were actually there for this, a controversial victory at UMass Dartmouth against the AMSA Eagles on a potentially no call, potential call. Stopped the game for almost 45 minutes of play. That was only 2-0 was the final score. And then the state championship game was 1-0. It's amazing how a vaunted offense and they run into this an unbelievable pitcher can slow things down. Speaking of unbelievable pitching, I think we're going to be seeing that in this game between Danubio and Alvarez.
Yeah, 3-1 on the count here. He's been working behind on Panaccio here.
Alvarez does not walk too many hitters, and she's going to hold off walking one there. It'll go to a full count on catcher Lucy Paraccio. Players out there in short sleeves. It is breezy. It is at most 60 degrees right now, overcast. Not what you expect for late May. We've had warmer games than this played in April. Anyway, here's the pitch from Alvarez, and now it's going to go to 3-2. It was 2-2 before. Now it's a full count on Paraccio as she took that pitch. Alvarez has had to work so far. She has a lot of pitches thrown. Payoff pitch, swung to center. Shouldn't be an issue out there, and it's not. And one away in the inning as Meg Pereira has no issue with that out there, only had to take a few steps. Gabby Rodriguez now up for the Lancers. And ground ball to first. Preston is there, no issue. I always loved that as a pitcher. First pitch outs. Rodriguez is coming in hitting .453 on the year. Third leading hitter for the Lancers. Now due up, number 7 hitter, left fielder Leah Worthley, excuse me.
Yeah, Alvarez has gone to full counts on the previous 3 hitters. So to get a first pitch out is always a welcome sight.
Worthley, a .265 hitter on the season so far for the Lancers. She comes in with 14 RBIs and a home run to her name. I love it when teams have updated stats that are readily available online. Fly ball, and caught by DeJesus. And the inning is over. 3 up, 3 down for Alvarez as we head to the bottom of the second. Am I wrong? Wasn't that the third out of the inning?
There should be 3 outs. I'm not sure what's going on, but we had a fly ball to center. We had, unless the
was that ground ball?
No, because Rodriguez didn't come back up. Unless this is Worthley.
Hey, that's 3 outs.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but there should already be 3 outs. But we got our 4th hitter of the inning.
So no, this is Worthley. The ground ball to first was a foul ball. The ground ball to first must have been foul.
Okay, yeah, the ground ball to first base
Okay, must have been a foul ball. So this is Leah Worthley, who's up now. As she hits a fly ball to left, excuse me. Now for real, we're done with the inning.
Fly ball to right. We got you. 3 up, 3 down.
So now for real. Sorry about that.
It's okay. Oh, I think we were all confused.
I think we were all confused.
Sometimes when you're out here in the outfield, it's hard to see the foul lines, and so. But no damage. A quick inning there.
So it's still a 3 up, 3 down inning.
Yeah, quick inning by Alvarez. it looks like she settled into the game after that leadoff double and looking strong.
So that okay, we got it now. I got ahead of myself. I thought, it doesn't matter. So it wasn't a first pitch out. It was like a second pitch out, really.
Yep.
All right. So for real, we go to the bottom of the second now. Sorry about that confusion. 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Cardinals. Ella Preston, Aliana DeJesus, and Olivia Williams going to be due up. Let me see if I can pull up some case stats. Pulled up some Norton stats for you. Leading hitter for the Cardinals is Bree Fonts, followed by their regular lineup, Meg Pereira, Sky Dupree, Maddie Botello, and Lila Alvarez, all hitting over 400 for the season. You know you're in pretty good shape when your number 9 hitter in the lineup is hitting 377, which is the case. The high fly ball to center for the Cardinals. The right fielder and the center fielder were there. And Preston is going to be retired by the right fielder, actually, out there, Casey Dart.
Yeah, we almost had a collision there. It didn't seem like anyone was calling for that ball, but they were both going after it. The right fielder finally catched it, and no one got hurt.
No, it was all, they called it off eventually. And Aliana DeJesus now up, shortstop. And she swings at the first pitch, ground ball to short, and just excellent defense for the Lancers continues. And 2 away. Was that 2 pitches?
2 pitches, 2 outs.
2 pitches, 2 outs. You love it as a pitcher. And the extra hitter now up for the Cardinals, Olivia Williams. And she swings at the first pitch as well, but she missed it.
Seems like the strategy for the team is try to get ahead of the pitcher, knowing that she's going to bring that gas.
Williams, high fly ball to the outfield. That should be able to be caught, and the inning is over 4 pitches later. And 3 up and 3 down for Case in a game that is sailing by at this point. We're already at the top of the 3rd.
You just jinxed it, by the way.
I did. I know.
So, look, you got 2 strong pitchers here, and it's going to take some something special to break through. Both teams had a chance in the first inning, had runners at third, and couldn't get that.
Nope.
Couldn't get that hit to bring that runner home. But
that's what makes great pitching anyway. You can just work your way out of it. Top 3. Game started at 4 o'clock. It's only 4:24, and we're already in the top of the 3rd inning.
We got some dark clouds behind the.
Yeah, we're hoping to hold off.
Field.
We have been rained on before. The opening game last year we played, it was against Dartmouth High School, and I'm sure Director Adam Kitchen remembers the rain clouds opened up during that game, which doesn't sound terrible, except when you realize that we have expensive audio equipment on the booth, and Adam is filming with an expensive camera. Mm-hmm. Luckily, we had Ella Preston's dad, John Preston, actually went and got a pop-up canopy out of the back of his truck, and he gave it to us. So 8-9-1 due up for the Lancers. This is going to be Casey Dart, Maddie Medeiros, and back to the top of the order for the Lancers with Liana Danubio. Facing off against Lila Alvarez. Had a 1-2-3 inning last inning. Thought it was a 4-pitch inning, and a hit by pitch will get us started as Dart takes one off the foot, it looks like. And the Lancers already have a runner on for number 9 hitter Maddie Medeiros, center fielder, number 76.
I would expect probably a bunt here, so I think the defense needs to be ready for the wheel play. First and third, looks like they're crashing down. They expect the bunt as well.
I would expect to agree with you. I would say Medeiros is going to put one down here. Let's see if we're both correct. And she does get it down, and it's a foul ball.
It's like she waits till the last possible second to show the bunt. that's a strategy for sure. The other strategy is just let everyone know what you're going to do and try to be as prepared for the pitch as possible. So with one strike, expect probably her to come back around and try to lay it down again.
Medeiros coming in, hitting .211 on the year with 5 RBIs. And she's going to actually look at a ball outside. It'll go to 1-1 with the number 9 hitter.
Interesting. She did not show the bunt that time.
No.
With the first and third baseman crashing. So maybe a change in defensive strategy now.
I'm wondering if she's going to drop it down here. Trying to throw Case off the scent. You do want to try to confuse the defense. 1-1 to Medeiros. No showing a bunt again. Ground ball foul.
And first baseman was crashing on that as well. So now it's 1-2. Don't expect the bunt now. So now you can play a little bit more standard defense.
Again, if you bunt foul with 2 strikes, you're out via strikeout. Here's the 1-2 to Medeiros. And ground ball again to first. Preston going to go to second, gets 1 there. Does not get the force out. What a great play by Preston to spin around. Gets Dart on the force out for the first out of the inning. Medeiros reaches on a fielder's choice. And back to the top of the order for Liana Danubio coming in, hitting .486, 3 home runs, 17 RBIs for the Norton pitcher and leadoff hitter. She swings at the first pitch, pop up. Preston is there and outfield in the foul territory. So 2 away. That was key to get Danubio, the leading hitter for the Lancers, on the first pitch.
I tell you, we got a shout out to Preston there on that ground ball. She made the decision to go to second.
She did.
To get the lead runner, and that could have been dangerous through a perfect strike to the shortstop.
With the spin around on top of that. That was an excellent play. And here's Goodwin. She actually does get the bunt down with 2 outs. Maybe in no man's land. The throw to first and got her there.
Strong play by Alvarez coming out of the circle to get that.
Goodwin is going to be out on a 1-4 putout as Sky Dupree covered first. That's just how well coached the Cardinal defense is. You can see it right there. No runs on no hits. The Lancers strand 1 as we head to the bottom of the third. 9-1-2 due up for the Cardinals. Nicole Rebello at the top of the order with Lila Alvarez and Maddie Botello. Just to give you an idea who Norton High School plays for softball. Here's a sampling of some of their games. This is not their last game of the year. They do have some more games scheduled. They've played Mansfield, Millis, Medfield, Attleboro, Medway, Bellingham, Foxborough, just to name a few. Some pretty high-scoring games to them. They won their first game of the year 21-0. They've had a 15-2 win, 16-1 win, another 15-1 win, 23-3. And their last win came against Bellingham with a final score of 13-1. They do have a common opponent with the Cardinals. They do have to square off against the Bridgewater Rainham Trojans, a team that Case lost to twice actually on the year, which should be a very strong final game for the Lancers. That's scheduled in 1 week on May 28th.
Well, I think what we're seeing here through 2.5 innings is strong pitching, strong defense on both sides. Neither team is going to break this open into a double-digit game.
I'd be very surprised.
This is going to be a tight game, as you predicted, and it's going to come down to who's going to get that one clutch hit or who's going to make that one fatal mistake.
See, we have a habit here, and I discussed this with director Adam Kitchen before the game, is that the last 2 years, every Case softball game that we have brought you here has been a mercy rule blowout. That is not planned. That's just happened to that's just what's happened each time, which is also how strong Case has been. I would be stunned if that's the outcome of this game, shaping up to be a low-scoring, tight contest. And Rebello going to be up 2-1 in the count, facing off against Danubio.
Yeah, at the high school level, your team is really as good as your starting pitcher.
And that's essentially what's happening here. She puts it on the ground to short, clean play made, and 1 out in the bottom of the third. Wonderful defense for both teams so far on full display. You got to be fast when you make those plays. There's Lyle Alvarez. She comes in hitting .417, 13 RBIs, no home runs. For Alvarez, the leading home run getter for the Cardinals so far is Fonts, who has more home runs than the rest of the team combined. She has 9.
So Alvarez was able to get on with a slap hit.
She did.
Right over the third baseman, bounced over the third baseman's head in the first inning. She tried that slap again, fouled it off.
She has that approach. You got to be careful if she running down the first baseline. That hits her. She's out if she's on the line. Going to be behind 0-2 here. High contact. They're very fast. Alvarez on the ground to short. That's going to be a tough play to first, and she's out by a step. So 2 straight putouts from the Lancer shortstop. Give a shout out there to Gabby Rodriguez. 2 strong plays so far, 2 away, bottom of the third for Botello. The only player in the Case lineup who struck out so far in the game. And that ball will miss high.
You know, second time through the lineup, you've seen some of these pitches from Danubio. You know she's bringing heat, and you can try to sit on something if it comes into your zone. Right now, Patello's up 2-0 on the count. This would be a great time to just look for something in your area, and if it's there, give it a rip.
And that's what I was thinking too. She comes in hitting .446 on the year. She has a home run and 15 RBIs.
And you know,
to her credit,
you know Danubio wants to get Patello because she doesn't want Fonts with anyone on base.
Exactly. You get Fonts to lead off the inning. That's the best case scenario. It'll be 2-1 now on Botello.
I will say the umpire behind the plate has been very consistent with the inside strike.
Usually the umpires we have in these games do a great job. I actually complimented one after the game once. I thought he was fantastic. He says he doesn't get that too often.
Here's Botello. She's up 3-1. You know you got Fonts behind you. It better be a great pitch to swing.
3-1 to Botello. And swinging through the hole, base hit. They tried the old 9-3 play at first, but she does reach on the single.
Really great piece of hitting there. Inside out swing. Got it right past the second baseman. Right in that first base, second base hole.
Yep.
And it brings up Fonts with somebody on base. So
Fonts, the most dangerous hitter for Case. She's 0 for 1. She reached on the fielder's choice. She kind of squibbed that. The ball gets by the catcher. And Botello into scoring position at second.
That's how important. I told you, one play, one little mistake could be the difference in a game like this. And getting that runner to second without any issue is a bonus here.
2 away, Fonts to show. What a seam! And caught out there. All 3 plays made by the shortstop. She crushed it, but if that was a foot or 2 to the left, she probably would have been okay. No runs on a hit, 1 left on for the Cardinals. 0-0 as we head to the top of the 4th. A slight and very light rain has begun here. I do have my jacket with me just in case, if needed.
It's just a beautiful May day. That's all this is.
It said no one today.
Makes me feel like I'm in the middle of February.
Adam and I were doing lacrosse yesterday, and it was pretty similar, except we were in a covered press box. That's the difference.
Well, it's a good thing to get this game in today because tomorrow doesn't look like it's going to be.
If this was scheduled for tomorrow, that was not going to happen, unfortunately.
All right, so big inning for Alvarez. She got 3-4-5 coming up.
3-4-5, although she did get Tinkham and Donahue, the 3-4 hitters, both on strikeouts to end the first. Alvarez seems to rise to the occasion when the pressure is greatest. So through 3 innings, she's only allowed 1 hit, which was the first batter of the game, a Liana Danubio double. Since then, the only hitter that has reached has been by a hit by pitch and then a fielder's choice that got that runner out at second.
And other than that first at bat, there really hasn't been a ball hit with a lot of sting on it.
No,
So.
the second inning was 3 pop-outs without much drive to them.
But here we go, 3, 4, 5, second time through the lineup.
Hitter's a ball to look at her once. Here's Tinkham, strike 1 called. The first baseman for the Lancers. Looks at a high ball outside. Tinkham, 554 on base percentage. She came into this game batting .475, 2 home runs, 26 RBIs. For Tinkham, late rain coming down, swung on and missed there.
There is some action in the Case bullpen. I'm not sure if that's somebody getting loose.
They do have Kaylin Duran over there. They usually keep as a reserve pitcher. She does have, I can't really tell. There's a hood. She has a hood up. I'm not sure, but you're absolutely right, Rick.
Oh.
Fly ball dropping into left field. That'll be a base hit for the Lancers. Tinkham reaches on a single.
And even that wasn't hit that hard.
No, that
was
was
the end of the bat and just dropped in right over the third baseman's head.
Second hit for the Lancers so far. Number 4 hitter Paige Donahue up. She comes in 0 for 1. Strikeout against Alvarez. Donahue hitting .441 on the season for the Lancers. She has a home run and 22 RBIs. Both teams with players with high batting averages, which is why we have a 14-4 team facing a 17-2 team. Donahue to the outfield. Pereira there to make the catch. They're going to try to double the runner off at first. Oh!
Great throw by Pereira. Just missed her by about a half.
What a cannon of a throw!
Hey, nice shoot.
He almost. By like maybe a step, she got back in there.
What makes you wonder what the runner was seeing?
I'm not sure. I mean, ball was not hit very hard.
Well, Pereira was under it, and it didn't look like it was a challenging play. But the runner was already almost at second when Pereira caught the ball.
The umpire was out discussing with the Norton coach. I'm wondering if we have
Looks like it could be a new hitter.
a new hitter here.
Yep.
Let me see if I can figure out who this is. It's not gonna. Oh, it's gonna be a foul ball to the right. Her ponytail is kind of in the way. I can't.
Looks like it's 24.
24. Let's
potentially. She's definitely got her sleeves rolled up. It's just not a suns out, guns out kind of game, though. I'm not sure.
No, I'm not sure. I don't know if this is Paracchio anymore, though. It could still be. I'm not sure what the discussion was about. Throw it down to first and save. Oh my goodness, that was close. Diving back in, it looks like it's going to be 21. That is a new hitter.
So Norton should know that Fonts is willing to throw. That's the third time she's tried to pick someone off from behind the plate.
I don't have a first name. This is Dufresne, the hitter for the Lancers, as she hits it to center. Here's Metello again with the Pereira with the catch again. No, diving back, giving her plenty of time. So Metello with another good play out there. Sorry to Metello. They're both Maddie. Pereira with another good play out there. I apologize, Maddie.
It's great to have a center fielder with all that range and a strong arm.
She's made 3 plays out there so far. It's Gabby Rodriguez now up for the Lancers. 2 away, runner still on first. And no advancement there. Rodriguez popped out. Well, she really had 2 at-bats. We thought she grounded to first the first time up, and it wasn't. It ended up being a pop-out. I gotta watch that back. That was a confusing sequence of events. That ball's gonna miss inside. (2-0). Alvarez behind in the count. She doesn't have any walks yet. She did hit a batter last inning. But as I said, Lila seems to rise to the occasion when the pressure is greater. When the score is closer, she pitches better. 2-1 to Rodriguez, 2 away in the top of the first.
Top of the fourth.
Top of the fourth. Did I say first? Yeah, fourth. Top of the fourth. 0-0 still the score. Fly ball. And that's going to drop. They're going to go to third. I don't know what the runner was doing. Going to caught a rundown, and they're going to get her, tag her out.
Yeah.
They caught her out in no man's land there. That was Tinkham. So Rodriguez reached on the single. Tinkham was off, and there were 2 outs. But to give credit out there to left fielder Izzy Carvara, she got that in very fast. And Tinkham is going to be out in a rundown. I don't really know what to score that at. I'll just leave it. So,
well, that was a your classic 7-5-4 put out.
7-5-4 put out. Yeah, you don't see that every day. So, no runs. The Lancers do get 2 hits in the inning. They strand 1.
I'll tell you, I think Case may have caught a break there.
They definitely did.
Norton ran themselves out of the inning. They could have had runners on first and second with 2 outs.
I think Tinkham was not, in my opinion, was not expecting that ball to be thrown in so quickly. There were 2 outs, so she was off on contact. And the ball was a lazy, like looping line drive, but Carvara picked that up and rifled it in so fast that I was wondering why she was throwing it in so quick. I thought she was just getting it to, that could have been why she run down.
So it looks like Paracchio's back in as the catcher.
So we had I don't know what they are allowed to do that. They can do a random defensive or offensive change and then switch it back. 4-5-6 for the Cardinals here in the bottom of the fourth. Meg Pereira, Sky Dupree, Ella Preston, as Meg Pereira looks at a called first strike. She's 1 for 1. She singled back in the first and was out via a putout at second as she rifles that to right. It's on a one-hopping defense. She held up. She's going to retreat back to first.
That's a very hard single.
It's a hard and far single.
But I'll tell you this, Pereira's gotten 2 great swings on Danubio, both to right field, and 2 for 2. That one off the base of the wall, and it came back so quick to the right field.
She hit it a little too hard, unfortunately, out there was Pereira. But Case still gets started with a runner on for Sky Dupree. She's 0 for 1, hit into a fielder's choice to end the first.
So here's Dupree right now. It looks like she faked the bunt on that first pitch.
I'd be surprised if Dupree dropped this. She is going to drop it down, though, and fouled. I don't see Dupree bunt too often. That's surprising, actually.
Well, when you got a game like this,
yeah, that's fair.
With no score, you want to get runners in scoring position and make the defense, put the ball in play, make the defense make a play. We've seen Norton's defense be very good. The third baseman's charging.
And she does get the bunt down. They're going to head to second. Got her by a step at second.
Yep. Yeah, so great.
She was out by a step.
Strong throw by the pitcher to get that lead runner. That's a dangerous throw because if you miss it, then you got first and second, no out. So really strong play by the pitcher, Danubio.
Pereira wasn't sure if she was out, but that was out. That was out by a step there. So Dupree reaches on a fielder's choice after the fake bunt. Preston, check swing pop-up to the outfield. Caught. And Dupree retreats back to first. That's 2 away. Zaliana DeJesus now up, freshman shortstop. She grounded to short in the second inning. High pitch.
Yeah, Danubio's still bringing that gas. It's the 4th inning, and
Danubio, a lot of
doesn't look like she's slowing down.
Only 1 strikeout so far, which is a little surprising. Snap throw to first, but Dupree's back, no issue. Jesus taking over at short for Lily Picard, longtime shortstop for the Cardinals who graduated. It'll be 2-1 now. Picard, one of a few key Cardinals that graduated last year. Meg Smith, Brooke Orton, to name a few of them. Part of the Dole championship run. To Jesus to right, and caught, no issue. And the inning ends. Cardinals get a hit, but leave one on. We head to the fifth, still 0-0, and I can't say I'm the least bit surprised.
Pitching and defense.
We figured this, both teams, superb pitching and defense.
You know, it's getting to be tournament time, and pitching and defense is what's going to carry you in the tournament. And so this is a great game to get both teams ready for the impending tournament, because it's almost better to have a game like this than to have blowouts, because you test the team's mettle and the team's resolve to make plays in winning conditions.
The South Coast portion of Massachusetts has had rich success in tournaments lately. The Seekonk Warriors are back-to-back state champions for baseball, and the Taunton Tigers are back-to-back champions for softball, and they also won baseball in there at one point too. So South Coast or Southeast Massachusetts doing very well lately in the world of high school sports.
Yeah, it's good to see how you perform under pressure, and as these innings tick away without a run, the pressure just increases that much more.
And that's when these players rise to the occasion. 7, 8, 9 do it for the Lancers. Getting started as Leah Worthley flew out to the right field in her first time up. Alvarez set for her 5th inning of work. The opening pitch is a called strike. Alvarez gave up the opening double to Danubio. She gave up 2 singles last inning, but they didn't amount to anything. A base running error. Speaking of singles, there's one right there for Worthley. And that gets us started here in the top of the 5th, where one run could be all that really does it in this game with the way this is going.
That's the 3rd first hitter to get on for Norton.
Yep.
So continually challenging Alvarez to rise to overcome the adversity.
Casey Dart hit by a pitch in her first plate appearance. She's going to look to bunt. She does get the bunt down, and it's going to be foul. I'm not at all surprised by that. Number 8 hitter in the lineup. She didn't even have a chance. She got hit by the first pitch of the 3rd inning. And then she ended up being out on that excellent put out from Ella Preston, first to short.
So here we go, both first and third crashing, it looks like.
Expecting bunt here are the Cardinals. Let's see if Dart puts it down again. 0-1. She does not square. Ball inside. Norton might be changing their approach here.
We haven't seen anyone try to steal second yet.
No, we haven't. Well, most opposing teams don't try to steal on Fonts.
Yeah.
And cut and fouled behind. It'll be 1 and 2 on Dart. For 8 hitter for the Lancers, Maddie Medeiros waits on deck. We'll swing around to the top of the order with Danubio after that. 1-2 pitch coming up here to Dart. And ground ball up the middle, base hit for the Lancers. Pereira there to get it in, and suddenly Lancers looking good. Back-to-back singles from the bottom of the order. We might see Medeiros squaring to bunt here to advance both of those runners.
Yeah, second time through the lineup. They've seen Alvarez throw. They've been able to make contact. So here's Alvarez put into this position. Let's see how she gets out of it.
This is where she thrives. First and second, no outs, top of the 5th. For Medeiros, I would expect to see a bunt here, and there is the bunt. She fouls it off, and she's actually hit by the pitch. That's unlucky. She pulled it back and was hit. And now we're really in the danger zone. That was about the worst case scenario right there.
Yeah, so here's
back to the top of the order for the leading hitter for the Lancers. Bases loaded, nobody outs for Liana Danubio. Alvarez needs to pull a rabbit out of her hat here.
Infield's playing in.
Infield is in. They're going to try to cut down that runner at home.
What's interesting is the outfield is playing deep. So if there's a flare, it could potentially get in between.
Ball outside to Danubio. So the Lancers with 7, 8, 9 get back-to-back singles and a hit by pitch. Looking to break the scoreless tie as Danubio looks at a called first strike, goes to 1-1. Leading hitter for the Lancers. Pitcher. This is the epitome of helping yourself out right here. Cardinals looking to prevent any scoring. To the outfield. That's going to score at least one. The catch is made. They're actually going to hold the runner. Some confusion on the base paths. They're going to tag out the runner. Throw it back to first. Boy, you talk about getting lucky.
Well, that's the second time that Norton has kind of run themselves out of an inning. The runner on second didn't see the runner on third not break.
The runner on home. Dart was on second. She expected Worthley to head home, and she didn't. And the Lancers ended up with 2 runners on third base. Case got very lucky there.
Well, that went from bases loaded, no outs, to first and third, two outs.
And Danubio, if she hit that a foot or two higher, it's possible that Worthley would have tried to score, but to give Botello a lot of credit, that was a rifle shot she had coming in.
And
so this is the second inning in a row where we've seen the Lancers make a crucial base running error. As CeCe Goodwin, high fly ball to left, and fair. That just dropped in on the line. They're going to double off the runner going in. 1 run will score, though. The Medeiros is out 7-5 on the putout that ends the inning. But CeCe Goodwin blooped that right down the line. Fair by only about a foot, if that. And the Lancers are now winning 1-0.
We talked about the outfield playing deep, and that bloop just came down in just the wrong spot for Case. It's right on the line, right in between the third baseman and the left fielder. It's one of those, thank you very much.
Not a very hard hit ball, but in the book it looks like a screaming line drive.
That's right.
Worthley scores. So the Lancers end up salvaging something out of that inning where they had the bases loaded with no outs. They end up scoring 1 run. They get 3 hits in the inning, and they lead this 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the 5th.
But I would say Norton ran themselves out of the inning again because they had a runner thrown out at third.
That's the third. The Lancers have had 3 outs on the base path the last 2 innings. And it's also heads-up defense from the Cardinals as well.
Yeah, so the put out there was 7-5.
7-5
to get the runner.
Botello was heading to third there. Heads-up play out there by Carvara, who does not hit for Shannon Silva's offense. He just plays left. But a very rare circumstance here to see Case trailing really at any point. They're usually winning from the onset.
Well, with 1 swing, we can tie it back up.
We certainly could, as Olivia Williams dances out of the way there. She comes in 0 for 1 with a fly ball to center in her first time up. 8-9-1 for the Cardinal offense in the bottom of the 5th. On the ground to short. Play is made. Boy, that shortstop. It's Gabby Rodriguez for the Lancers. She is on point.
Yeah, she's made every play look pretty routine. And
that was not a routine ground ball either. She had to range for that, and it was not well hit. Nicole Rebello, who grounded to short her first time up, line to right, and that'll be foul on top of the batting cage. You can feel the temperature dropping here.
Yeah, when it's cold like this, a fastball that Danubio's bringing creates a little bit extra sting in the bat when you hit it.
Danubio suddenly pitching with a lead, 1-0 Lancers here as we play the bottom of the fifth. But it's the reason why this Case team is back-to-back state champions. They don't quit. 1-0 is nothing for them. They just have not been able to string it together. Ground ball and foul. Two strikes on Rebello. Alvarez waits on deck. Lots of chanting going on from the players from both sides. It's going to be high.
Just got a big gust of breeze blowing in. So it's going to make these fastballs maybe appear that much faster. And the wind just died down. But you can see that the outfield for Norton is not as deep as the outfield for Case was to try to prevent those potential bloopers, especially here with the ninth hitter.
Umpire called time to clean the plate. He had a discussion out there with the Norton catcher Paracchio as well. I'm not sure. And swung and missed by Rebello. 2 down, only the second strikeout so far for Danubio. As we swing back to the top of the order for Lila Alvarez. She comes in 1 for 2 with a single, a ground out in her 2 at-bats. She loves that first pitch. It's like Ichiro, she's got 1 foot out of the box. The time she swings like that to center and caught. Center fielder was playing in, and the inning is over.
Yeah, you could just tell the difference in the defensive setup. The fact that she was playing in, she didn't have to range far to get that ball.
No, I mean, some good contact from Alvarez, but it's a 3-up, 3-down inning for the Cardinals. They have 4 hits so far. The Lancers have 6. But most importantly, they have that ever-elusive run due the Lancers. As we head to the 6th in a game that is still going by very quickly.
Don't say it.
Top of the 6th, 3, 4, 5. Tinkham, Donahue, and Paracchio, although Dufresne hit for Paracchio in the last inning for the Lancers. Sure, you can't tell on your broadcast at home, but it's a breezy one out here. Swansea Community Network, Tyler Clark, along with Rick Dorsey. Thank you for joining us, whether you're watching this game on our Swansea Community Network YouTube page. If you are, please give the video a like, subscribe if you want to see more content from your local town, whether your daughter, granddaughter, niece playing on the team, or a family friend, or maybe you just like watching softball, whatever works. We'll try to bring you as many games as we can. We've been a little limited this spring with Swansea Community Network. Scheduling issues, both myself or Adam Kitchen, or really a combination of meetings or anything. This is only the 2nd softball game that we've been able to bring you. We've done 2 lacrosse games and 1 baseball game. We're heading into state tournament time soon, so we'll have to check the spring sports schedule in terms of state tournaments, and we'll hope to bring you at least 1 or 2 of those here. The Cardinals the softball team will for sure host at least 1 home game. Baseball, it depends. They finished the season with a 9-11 record. Case is 14-4. They did have a game they were supposed to play against Middleborough that was not played. I'm not sure if they'll make that up or not to try to get to an even 20 games on the year. As Tinkham going to be behind 0-2. She comes in 1 for 2, strikeout in the first. She singled, and one was thrown out at third to conclude the 4th in a confusing sequence of events. Here's the pitch from Alvarez, and that bounces in.
So Tinkham's had some good swings on Alvarez pitches. She got a single in the third inning, or her second time up, and drove that pitch to left field.
Sure did. But getting their third look here at Alvarez of the Lancers, and that's going to be high.
1-2.
1-2.
Yep.
Defense behind Alvarez. Clean defensive game so far, and swings and misses as Tinkham. I think it was.
I guess it's now 2-2.
2-2. Should have brought a pitch count, like a umpire clicker with me. There's the pitch to Tinkham. Fouled behind again.
I would say Norton is really testing Alvarez because they're swinging at a lot of pitches. Alvarez is not really getting a lot of swings and misses.
No.
So
Alvarez is used to racking up lots of strikeouts. She only has 2. One of them was Tinkham. It's a high pop-up, and that's going to drop foul. Fonts gave it a look, but it went into the Case dugout. It's very unusual. Usually you see Alvarez sometimes with double-digit strikeouts in a game. She only has 2, and they were back-to-back to end the first. That's it. They've put the ball in play every other time. Have the Lancers.
This is definitely a step up in competition, and she's got to step up her game to match that.
Pitch from Alvarez. Ground ball to third. Rebello there. Throw to first, and got her by a step. Good stretch over there by Preston, and Tinkham is out on the put out.
Yeah, that's a long throw for a third baseman, and she caught the ball, and it looks like she might have fumbled it just a tad, trying to get it out of her glove.
It ended up being a lot closer over there than I thought, but
strong throw.
Might have been a half a step. Paige Donahue up, 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. The left-handed hitting cleanup hitter for the Lancers.
Yeah, third base in softball is a very it's a tough position to play because balls are going to be coming right at you, and you got to make quick decisions and long throws.
That's called the hot corner. They call it that in baseball, but it's definitely true in softball. But Rebello handled that well. One. Pitch coming up to Donahue. And fouled behind.
They're certainly getting their hacks. I mean, they're not skimping on their swings.
One out, top of the 6th. 1-2 pitch to Donahue, and just outside. Alvarez was looking for that outside corner.
We call that the great pitch, great take. That could have been, that's a borderline pitch.
Or great pitch, better take, I guess you can say, yeah. And high fly ball to left. Is that going to drop in? Caught by DeJesus out there, actually. Good range by the freshman shortstop for the Cardinals, and there's 2 away.
That was that no man's land where the first, where the RBI single came in.
It did.
And DeJesus really put on the Jets there.
RBI single is one of those dying quails. It just.
Yeah, but you know, when you tell mom and dad how you did, it's a
single in the book.
Single off the wall.
It is.
No one's gonna know that it just blooped in.
Here's Paracchio. I'm not quite sure why. She hit her first time up. She was replaced by a pinch hitter her next time, and she's back up again. I don't know if she was possibly injured or getting. I have no idea. You know as much as I know when you're watching this at home. We're sitting out. Rick and I are kind of in left center field. You can probably see us from the camera that Adam Kitchen has set up behind home plate. So not really the best angle to see things from either. And line shot up the middle, base hit. And it's a single for Paracchio with 2 away in the inning as they get another hit off of Alvarez. That's 7 hits for the Lancers. They'll have a pinch runner come in.
Looks like number 14.
See if I can get. Director Adam Kitchen was able to get me a lineup card for it. That's going to be. Looks like Arts for the. Yes, I'm not sure if first name, last name is Arts, is the pinch runner. They usually try to do that when it's called a courtesy runner, especially if your catcher is going to be up, so she has time to get the gear on. It's a called first strike there to Gabby Rodriguez, the sensational shortstop, left-handed batter for the Lancers. 1 for 2 with a pop out and a single. Her single is actually what concluded the inning in the 4th when Tinkham was thrown out at 3rd. The Lancers looking to add to their total. It's 1-0 as we play the top of the 6th. And a very tight and well-played game so far.
I'd say Rodriguez has definitely been the defensive star for Norton.
Oh, most definitely. I'd say the MVP of the game.
A great pitch.
And a strikeout there. Was that swinging or was
swinging,
that was a swinging strikeout?
That was just a phenomenal pitch in a location that she wasn't going to hit, and she got completely fooled and fanned at that one.
That's Alvarez at her finest. That's your 3rd strikeout of the game. Lancers get 1 hit. No run score. They strand 1 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Botello, Fonts, and Pereira go up for the Cardinal offense as they try to wake up the bats. They have 4 hits. 2 of those came in the 1st inning, where little do we know that would be their best scoring chance. They had runners on 1st and 3rd and did not score. They went 1-2-3 last inning. They don't have anything other than singles so far. And that's really a testament to the phenomenal pitching they faced via Liana Danubio.
But this is the 3rd time through the lineup?
It is.
So you have your 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up. If you're going to strike to get back into this game, this is the inning that the coach is probably thinking, okay, we're gonna make some magic here. I've got my power hitter in the on-deck hole, and see if Botello can get on and give Font a chance to drive her in.
Botello, Fonts, Pereira. Cardinals look to at minimum tie it. 1-0 Lancers. In a game that I didn't want to say before we started that the first team to 1 might win, but that's what I was thinking. We watch these 2 teams even warming up. And a strike already to Botello.
Yeah, she got fooled on that one and she kind of just waved at that.
0 for 1. Struck out in the 1st. And a single. Danubio has 2 strikeouts in the game. We're seeing a lot of defensive plays made for both teams.
You know, I'm not sure how much of a bunter she is, but everyone's playing deep. If she could drop one down the 3rd base line, she probably is going to get on base.
The 3rd baseman is playing very deep for the Lancers. That's Donahue. Botello squares off, ball inside again.
It's like 3-1.
3-1. Base runner would be fantastic here for the Cardinals.
Count to your advantage. It better be right in your zone.
Bree Fonts waits on deck. Powerful Bree Fonts. And ball inside. Be a rally starter. That's the first walk that Danubio has issued in the game.
And now we'll see a little bit about her her resiliency here.
Bree Fonts, best hitter in the Case lineup, although she's been quiet this game, 0 for 2. Fielder's choice and a line out. She line shot. That's back to the pitcher. Danubio knocks it down to second for 1, and they're not going to get a double play. Danubio is a little banged up on that, though. She's smiling about it. That hitter.
Oh yeah.
That was not a gently hit ball.
Well, if she doesn't get in the way of that, that's going right through the middle, and you're going to have runners on first and third. So, credit to Danubio for standing tall there, and then having the presence of mind to get the lead runner.
Right. Second. That's just. They're going to give her a moment to. She was smiling. She's definitely hurt, but she's going to try to walk this off a little bit.
Yeah. You know, if it's coming off the bat of Bree Fonts, you know the ball is going to get
that ball was smoked.
So,
but Fonts ends up staying on first via the fielder's choice.
Looks like the Case trainer is going to take
and they're going to come and take a look at Danubio.
Yeah, you get a ball off your thigh.
Yeah,
whether it's a baseball or softball, that's going to sting. And when it's 50 degrees outside, it's going to hurt even more.
And it looks like she's going to be okay. Again, she's not grimacing. She's smiling out there. Maybe she's just smiling through the pain. But that could not have felt good. It is cold out today. And I played baseball for many years, and when you get hit and it's cold, it does not feel good.
But what this does, it brings up Pereira. So Pereira has had the 2 hardest hits.
She's got 2 hits. She's got 2 of the 4 Case hits so far.
1 off the wall in right field and 1 in the gap in right field. So.
And that's going to score by the catcher. Fonts will take second. Case with the runner in scoring position here.
No, I think we have a pinch runner over there at second now. That looks like it could be.
We do have a pinch runner. You're right. It might be.
Looks like maybe Silva.
Skylar. It's usually. See if the numbers are hard to see, but you're right. They do have a courtesy runner out for Fonts because she is the catcher.
Yeah.
It's going to be Caitlin Durand out there, the pinch runner at second for Fonts as Pereira comes in 2 for 2. The last ball she hit was smoked off the wall.
She's got a 2-0 count.
And make that 3-0.
Yeah.
Danubio looking uncharacteristically shaky here in the inning.
Well, if I'm Danubio, I'm not giving her anything to hit.
No.
And I'm going to the next batter. I'm going to Dupree, knowing what Pereira's done to the previous 2 at bats.
3-0. And as I figured, they're not going to even try. Ball's low and inside, probably by design. 2 walks in the inning for Danubio. Brings up Sky Dupree. Sky's reached on 2 fielders' choices so far. She has home run power. We've seen it here. Huge at bat for the Cardinals. They trail 1-0 in the 6th, 1 away. Runners on first and second. And a ball inside.
5 straight balls since she got hit off her thigh. And right now she's asking for time.
I mean, you do hate to see it, but you're right, Rick. She's been a little shaky since Font smoked that pitch up the middle. I still can't believe that she actually made an out on the play. I guess you have the adrenaline to make the out, which is, I mean, it's happened to me before.
Yeah, but if you're Case right now, you got first and second, you got 1 out. You got to get this ball in play and do what you can to get that runner from second home. And what we haven't seen, we've seen a wild pitch this inning, but we haven't seen like a double steal.
No, and I don't think they're going to risk that here. Another ball inside.
6 straight
balls since she got hit. You had no walks the entire game up until this inning. She's already got 2.
Now, I'm putting the take sign on.
I would agree with you, but Dupree does like the swing. And that's going to be a high strike, 2-1. Not a great pitch to swing at.
But here's a count, 2-1. 2-1 is a great offensive count.
And swinging is Dupree to right. Caught Runner will tag, head to third. Ball gets away on the infield, but no real harm there. The runner does make it to second, though. So Case advances 2 runners on that. Fly ball to right for Dupree. Now they have second and third for Ella Preston. Unless they're actually going to run a pinch hitter up here, I believe.
This is it. This is the moment of the game. Second and third, 2 outs.
Might be Sydney Furtado. And they're going to have a little powwow with the mound. The numbers are black. Yeah, so the Cardinals will go to a pinch hitter here with Sydney Furtado going to be taking over for Ella Preston. Furtado with a huge spot is an understatement. They still trail 1-0. Runners on second and third. 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th.
The outfield is playing in.
Outfield in. Infield at a normal depth.
But a base hit here is probably going to plate 2. Swing.
Furtado, ground ball to second. Flip, and the inning is over. She swung at the first pitch. And Norton weasels their way out of it. Cardinals get 2 on. They don't have any hits in the inning. They got 2 on via the walk. They leave them stranded at second and third. We head to the 7th as the temperature is continuing to drop here.
You like the aggressiveness, but in that situation, knowing how erratic and wild she's been in the inning, maybe that's where the coach says, hey, take a pitch and let's see what happens.
It was a good pitch for Furtado, but unfortunately went right on the ground to second, and this Norton defense has been spectacular so far. No errors for either team in the game. And we head to the 7th. Alvarez out for her 7th inning of work. She's only given up 1 run, but that's the difference in the game, 7-8-9. That was the rally starter the last time the Lancers scored, which is Worthley, Dart, and Medeiros. Worthley did get it started in the 5th inning with a single.
I will say the dark clouds have kind of come across the entire field. The light is starting to get a little bit dimmer. It's interesting that our left fielder's got her sunglasses on.
Yeah, I was going to say
she's got big shades on. That's good.
That's Izzy Carvara. She plays the field. She doesn't hit. Freshman for the Cardinals. Graduating a number of crucial seniors this year, including Bree Fonts. Alvarez is only a sophomore, so she's got a few more years to go. Last time I discussed with Brady Kudo, her plan was to play softball at Rutgers University. That's where her father went. Hopefully he has a chance to do that, but I imagine she's going to be scouted by many other universities for how talented she is out there.
Still throwing strikes.
And that's what she does best. She hasn't surrendered any walks. She did hit a batter. 2 batters, you're right. She hit a batter back in the 3rd, and then she hit Medeiros. That was the one that really got the ball rolling in the 5th. And a very unlucky pitch. It just kind of ran up on her hand.
She's ahead in the count 0-2 here.
Worthley's 1 for 2. She flied out to right, singled and scored the only run of the game for either team back in the 5th. And just outside.
That's another one of those good pitch, better take. That was a really tough off-speed pitch right there on the outside corner.
And fly ball to the outfield, and running in and making the catch out there is Botello. for the first out of the top of the 7th.
Interesting. Her sunglasses are at the top of her head.
Yeah. Yeah, I brought my sunglasses out with me for wishful thinking, but that was just that. It was wishful thinking. Casey Dart, she's 1 for 1, hit by a pitch, her first plate appearance, and single. That's on the ground to third. Rebello with a strong throw that gets her. And 2 are away in the 7th. Number 9 hitter Maddie Medeiros up. Reached on a fielder's choice her first time up, and then it was hit and was thrown out. Tried to advance to third. Back in the 5th. And it came on the CeCe Goodwin RBI single.
And I really think this is an important batter for Alvarez, because you really do not want to turn the lineup over.
No.
Get to the top of the lineup again for the 4th time.
Danubio's 1 for 3, but let's try to keep her on the bench. That might work here. Dupree, underhand flip. The inning is harmlessly over. Lancers go down 1, 2, 3 in the 7th. It's the Cardinals. One final shot to try to tie it here. They have 7, 8, and 9 due up. And they trail this one 1-0. Phenomenal pitching so far from Liana Danubio. But one of the real stars for this Norton team has been shortstop Gabby Rodriguez. She's made a number of excellent plays out there. Defensively sound, defensive team. In fact, I would say that Case is lucky that the game is only 1-0, because the Lancers could easily have some more runs, but they made some crucial base running errors so far in the game.
Yeah, it's really kept Case in the game.
It has. They've had, I think, 4 outs on the base paths in this game due to miscommunication. So Case has really lucked out.
But here we go. In the bottom of the 7th, you want to see how she responds after getting the ball off of her thigh. She's trying to tough it out.
She's fighting out there, Danubio, but you're right. In the last inning, Bree Fonts hit a scorcher up the middle that Danubio knocked down after it struck her in the thigh. Managed to get a force play. Walked Pereira on 4 pitches, and then got Dupree and pinch hitter Sydney Furtado out following. Danubio looking for a complete game shutout as she faces the Jesus, who comes in 0 for 2. Cheering very strong for both sides as the Jesus looks at a called first strike.
And she has gotten that pitch across and called all game.
All game. It's consistently been a strike the entire game. Pitch, that's going to be a little low and inside. Freshman Aliani DeJesus being a star for this Case team for 3 more years after this. As she fouls that behind, she replaced the human vacuum cleaner, Lily Picard, longtime Cardinal shortstop out there. Sucked up everything that came her way. Big shoes to fill, especially as a freshman shortstop.
Did you name her that? The human vacuum cleaner?
We came up with that last year. She stopped everything and a swing and miss. Got a critical first out for Danubio.
Yeah,
this Cardinal offense has had no answer for her in this game. They only have 4 hits.
She's still throwing hard. 7th inning, still throwing hard. Third time through the lineup. Case really needs to get a base runner, turn that lineup over, get Alvarez up. She's scheduled to hit 4th.
Olivia Williams, number 8 hitter, 0 for 2 in this game. Boy, Danubio is still bringing straight gas here in the 7th inning.
A good swing, though. Good swing by Williams. Seemed like she might be on it. So
1-1. Only 3 strikeouts. It's amazing for Danubio. I was expecting more.
I'll say the left fielder for Norton is creeping in on these pitches, trying to cut off the bloop, trying to cut off the no man's land over here. It looks like the outfield is the other two outfielders are doing the same. They don't think that they can get a ball over their head.
And swung out and missed by Williams. They thought it was strike 3. They threw down to go around the horn there. Well, your pitch early. Wishful thinking. Pitch swung and missed. Oh my goodness, Danubio was bringing it in the final inning. This has been just truly amazing pitching from Norton. I mean, this Case offense is astoundingly good. And Liana Danubio has just carved right through them. She is one strike away from a complete game shutout.
This is what's going to happen in tournament time. You're going to face tough pitchers.
Nicole Rebello.
And when you face tough pitchers, your approach might have to change. You might have to do whatever you can to get on.
Rebello line to right. Foul.
Just foul.
That would have been a way to do it, too. Rebello's 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. Case looking to avoid the shutout, but...
And I would say all the outfielders are crashing in on the pitch. So they are playing short, trying to make sure that nothing is hidden over the infield.
Let me remind you that this is a Case offense that scored more than 20 runs at least 4 or 5 times this year. And they just have been completely shut down in this game by Danubio.
Different level of competition.
4 hits. Down to the final out here, Nicole Rebello. Ground ball, back to Danubio, on to first, and the Lancers win it.
Hey, I would say really good, strong pitching performance by Danubio. She got herself out of the 2 jams that she was in, and a great defense from both teams.
Nothing but respect to Norton. Well played softball game overall. The Lancers win it 1-0. The final score here from Brown School Field. CZ Goodwin, the RBI single for the Lancers. Case will fall to 14-5 on the season. The Lancers advance to 18-2. So for Rick Dorsey, this is Tyler Clark, Swansea Community Network. We thank you for joining us. We hope you have a wonderful day. Take care.